Hello learners, welcome to the lesson 19, A Prayer for Healing of secondary level English. Nature is a mystery. You must have noticed that people across the world, irrespective of their culture and beliefs, have worshipped nature in their own different ways. They have worshipped or sung songs in praise of these objects like the sun, moon, stars, earth, wind, water bodies, plants and animals. Learners, why does man worship nature? It is because man recognizes the importance of each and every object on this earth. The planet Earth is addressed as our home because human beings live on Earth. Earth has given so much to man, but is man grateful for whatever he has received? The answer is no. Have we ever thought of protecting or taking care of it? The answer is no. What ails the earth and how can it be healed? Through the poem, the poet makes a fervent appeal to all the people around the globe to make a collective effort to heal the earth. Learners, coming to the objectives of the lesson, after completing this lesson, you will be able to recognize the importance of planet Earth and related environmental issues, spread awareness about environmental issues by writing letters, slogans, and through discussion. Read and enjoy a poem, explain the central idea in the poem, justify the choice of words in the poem, identify the refrain in a song or a poem, write a letter to the editor of a newspaper, and enhance your vocabulary. Learners, let us read the poem once through to get an idea of what the poet wishes to convey. Let's read the poem, A Prayer for Healing. We join with the earth and with each other to bring new life to the land, to restore the waters, to refresh the air. We join with the earth and with each other to renew the forests, to care for the plants, to protect the creatures. We join with the earth and with each other to celebrate the seas, to rejoice the sunlight, to sing the song of the stars. We join with the earth and with each other to recreate the human community, to promote justice and peace, to remember our children. We join with the earth and with each other. We join together as many and diverse expressions of one loving mystery for the healing of earth and the renewal of all life. Learners, let us now read each stanza and rephrase or paraphrase it. Come to the stanza number 1, which starts from we join with the earth and with each other to refresh the air. Here, learners, we all need air, water and food to live. The earth and its atmosphere gives us all of these. If we want fresh air and water in the future, we must take care of the land, the air around us and the water sources by not polluting them and by preventing people who try to do so. Coming to stanza number 2, we join with the earth and with each other to protect the creatures. Earth is our home and also the home of many plants, trees, animals, birds and insects. When trees are cut down and water bodies are polluted, many creatures lose their homes. Some species from the animal and plant world are already extinct and are in some kind of danger of becoming extinct. We must protect them and take care of them. Forests, the green cover of the earth, must be looked after too. Coming to the stanza number 3, we join with the earth and with each other to Song of the Stars. Can you imagine the night sky without stars? Do you like looking at the shimmering waters of the oceans and seas? On a cold winter day, have you ever wished for the sun to come out and warm you? We feel happy because we get to enjoy these wonderful gifts of nature. They are not only beautiful, but they also sustain, that is, they preserve, protect and support life. We have only one earth, so we must do our bit to protect it and help it clean. Environmental slogans help to create awareness about environmental issues. Learners, now come to the stanza number 4, and that is we join with the earth and with each other to remember our children. The first 3 stanzas talk about caring for the land, air, water, plants, animals and other natural objects. In this unit, the focus is on the human world, the poet suggests that we should work together and make the human world a better place to live in. We should try to leave the earth in a good condition for the future generations. Don't you think so too? All human beings differ from each other in some way, but we share the same home, the earth, and must work collectively to protect and preserve it. Coming to stanza number 5, we join with the earth and with each other too, and the renewal of all life. Learners, this is the final stanza of the poem. The poet again urges all men to come together in as many diverse ways and expressions so that we can resolve this loving mystery and heal it in such a way that we bring back all its life and splendor and make it beautiful once again. Learners, summary of the poem. The poem is an appeal to mankind to work together for a single cause, to restore to the earth what we have ravaged by our selfish ways. It is a kind of warning that if we do not take stock of our actions and start working selflessly and show our sensitivity and sensibility towards the planet Earth, life may get wiped out, leaving us all to suffer. It is time to shed our differences and selfishness and come together with a common mission to bring back the earth to its pristine beauty. We can restore the forests, the seas, and the climate so that all living beings, animals, planets, plants, and human beings live together as one great community and live in harmony. We need to bring back Earth's biodiversity if we have to leave a healthy planet for our children. Learners, coming to the form and structure of the poem has 5 stanzas of 4 lines each. None of the lines are equal in length. There is no rhyme pattern. The poem is written in blank verse. The style is very simple and direct. There are no hidden meanings to decode. Learners, coming to the central idea of the poem, for our health and happiness, we need a healthy environment. Everything that surrounds us, including the air, water, land, plants, animals, and man-made things. A prayer for healing creates awareness about the need for environmental protection. This is an urgent need to make global and united efforts to control and stop environmental damage. We should live respectfully on Earth. We have no other home. Earth is our only home. Learners, coming to the appreciation of the poem, figures of speech used over here, refrain. Coming to refrain, when a line is repeated several times in a poem, it is called a refrain. A lot of songs, which are often a form of poetry, contain a refrain. A refrain usually conveys the central idea of the song or the poem. For example, you may read the song, "We shall overcome, we shall overcome, we shall overcome, we shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome someday. We shall all be free, we shall all be free. We shall all be free someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome someday." The refrain in this song is "I do believe that we shall overcome someday." Learners, the refrain in the song is "I do believe that we shall overcome someday." Coming to the exercise portion, you need to read the poem aloud and pick out the refrain. Learners, there is also a section in your book that is formal letter to the editor of a newspaper, how to write a formal letter. It is said that the pen is mightier than the sword. By writing a letter to the editor of a newspaper, you can share your views about important issues with a large audience. A well-written and timely letter can create awareness about environmental protection and influence readers and even government policy. Learners, now tips on writing a letter to the editor. A letter to the editor of a newspaper may be a response to an article in the newspaper, or it may be written to express your views and thoughts on important issues. When responding to an article in the paper, begin your letter by mentioning the heading and the date of the original article, along with the name of the correspondent or the journalist or writer. Always keep your letter to the editor brief, to the point, and interesting. Support your letter with accurate facts and statistics. Open your letter with a strong statement. Learners, close the letter with possible solutions, thoughts for the readers to remember. Now coming to the exercise, write a letter to the editor of a newspaper discussing any two environmental issues that concern you the most. Outline the consequences of what might happen if no action is taken. Also, give probable solutions to the problems. So learners, do the exercise. Learners, coming to the vocabulary enhancement over here. Learners, whether you are trying to strengthen and broaden your vocabulary for your growth, the key is a commitment to regularly learning new words. Number one, you need to read, read and read. The more you read, especially novels and literary works, but also magazines and newspapers, the more words you will be exposed to. As you read and uncover new words, use a combination of attempting to derive meaning from the context of the sentence as well as from looking up the dictionary. Number two, keep a dictionary and thesaurus handy. Learners, this is very important. Use whatever versions you prefer in print, software or online. When you uncover a new word, look it up in the dictionary to get both its pronunciation and its meanings. Next, go to the thesaurus and find similar words and phrases and their opposites. And also, last but not the least, learn the nuances among the words. Number three, use a journal. It's a good idea to keep a running list of the new words you discover so that you can refer back to the list and slowly build them into your everyday vocabulary. Plus, keeping a journal of your own new words can provide positive reinforcement for learning even more words, especially when you can see how many new words you have already learned. Number four, learn a word a day. Using word a day calendar or website or developing your own list of words to learn is a great technique many people use to learn new words. This approach may be too rigid for some, so even if you do use this method, don't feel you must learn a new word every day. Find some word a day websites at the end of this discussion. Try to find. Number five, go back to your roots. One of the most powerful tools for learning new words and for deciphering the meaning of other words is studying Latin and Greek roots. Latin and Greek elements are a significant part of the English language and a great tool for learning new words. Number six, play some games. Word games that challenge you and help you discover new meanings and new words are a great fun. And it's a great fun tool in your quest for expanding your vocabulary. For example, include crossword puzzles, anagrams, word jumble, Scrabble and Boggle. Number seven, try to engage in conversations. Simply talking with other people can help you discover new words. As with reading, once you hear a new word, remember to jot it down so that you can study it later. And then slowly add the new word to your vocabulary. Learners, let's have some final thoughts on improving and expanding your vocabulary. Learners, you hold the key to a better vocabulary. By using the tips outlined in this article, you should be well on your way to discovering and learning new words to expand your vocabulary and strengthen your use of English language. Finally, remember that you must practice putting your new words into your writing and speaking or risk not retaining them in your brain. Use repetition exercises when you first learn a word and consider other learning techniques such as index cards, recording yourself, reciting your words, association games and mnemonics. Learners, here in this poem there are certain words which I would like to discuss. Number one, restore. Here, restore means to bring back to its original or former condition. Number two, refresh. Refresh means to make fresh and pure again. Renew the forest, to make the forest grow back as if new. Celebrate, to show that we value and appreciate something. Rejoice means to express happiness. To recreate means to make it better. Community, group of people living in a particular area or place. Promote means to help or to develop. To help to develop. Diverse means different. Mystery means something not understood. Healing means making whole and healthy again. Renewal means making new again. Coming to conclusions, major issues and what man can do. There are many things which all of us can do without much effort. Only a will to do is required. The least we can do is to plant trees, conserve energy and water, observe Earth Hour at least once a month, observe a plantation day, and resolve to take care of the new plants. Do not kill animals for pleasure or for trade. Restore forests so that the wild animals can return to their natural homes. Create natural parks instead of zoos. Cycle to work or school instead of using cars and scooters. Travel by public transport whenever possible. Do not waste water. Dispose of chemical and industrial waste properly. Harvest rainwater and recycle water. Switch off lights and fans when not in use. Construct green buildings to reduce use of AC. Recycle waste products. And last, please do not litter. You can add many more ideas and save the earth. Do not hesitate to check others when you see them harming your earth. Learners, we have now come to the end of the lesson. I hope, learners, you have understood the poem well. Read the poem twice or thrice to reinstate the ideas you have learnt. Learners, I also request you to read the lesson in the book before writing the exams. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
ये है कूल लाइफ, नो फिकर नो टेंशन। ये कम है कंगले।
पर यार एक्सीडेंट हो गया तो?
तू भी जनानियों की तरह उधेड़-बुन में लगा रहता है। जिंदगी एक ही बार मिलती है, एंजॉय। अब कहाँ चल दिया?
मेरी इकोनॉमिक्स की क्लास है।
अबे तेरे बिना वहां क्या कमी रह जाएगी?
मैं ये चैप्टर नहीं समझ पाऊंगा।
जा
बाय।
और बगला भगत। यार तू तो रहेगा हमेशा कुएं का मेढक, लेकिन भैया हम तो दुनिया में फुल ऐश करेंगे।
यार तू समझता क्यों नहीं यार?
क्या अक्ल मुझे भी है, मुझे पता है कि हमें नौकरियां करनी होंगी। आज तक जिंदगी पढ़ते पढ़ते गुजर गई, 2 साल बाद सर पे नौकरी की तलवार टंगी होगी और हम कौन सा लाट कलेक्टर बन जाएंगे? बस गुजारे लायक तनख्वाह होगी। इस दुनिया में इतनी मौज है, मस्ती है, ऐश है, उसमें हमारा हिस्सा कहाँ है? क्या
ले बेटा खा।
चाची जी आप सुबह से रात तक काम करती हैं, थक नहीं जाती?
हाँ थक तो जाती हूँ बेटा, पर क्या करूँ, अब तो सुरिंदर की बहू ही आकर के आराम देगी।
बहू क्या ऐसे ही आ जाती है? खर्चा करना पड़ता है, बहुओं को कुछ देना भी पड़ता है।
अरे मेरी बहू आए तो सही, मैं उसे सोने की चूड़ियां पहनाऊंगी, सोने की। हाँ अरे अब मोबाइल क्या देख रहा है? तुझे क्या मालूम, मैंने एक एक पैसा जोड़ जोड़ कर अपनी बहू के लिए सोने की चूड़ियां बनवाई हैं। मनीष बेटा, ये तेरा दोस्त है, इस तरह इसका ध्यान रख। स्कूल तो इसने तेरे साथ पार कर ही लिया है। ले ले सागौन ले ले।
नहीं नहीं।
क्यों? अरे ले भी ले।
अबे यार वहाँ हमारे ग्रुप का क्रेडिट कार्ड चलता है।
क्रेडिट को हिंदी में कर्ज कहते हैं।
तुझे नहीं पता, मेरा ग्रुप बहुत दिलदार है। 100 के नोट तो वो कुछ समझते ही नहीं।
जिस दिन तुझे उन्हें दावत देनी पड़ेगी तब क्या करेगा? वो तुझे फ्री में देकर आदत बिगाड़ रहे हैं।
मर्द बच्चा हूं मैं, तो बस जरा मस्ती के लिए, आदत वादत में नहीं डालूंगा। जब चाहे यूं छोड़ दूंगा।
तो अभी छोड़ दे।
क्या हुआ? मना कर गया। मैं तो पहले ही कह रहा था, गोली मारो उसे। इसकी भेजे में बात नहीं आएगी। इसकी किस्मत में खुश रहना नहीं लिखा है।
चाची जी सब्र कीजिए, सब ठीक हो जाएगा।
अरे कैसे सब्र करूं बेटे, कितनी मुश्किल से अकेली ने मैंने ये बेटा पाला है, और ये बेटा मुझे ये रंग दिखा रहा है। अरे मैं तो किसी से कह भी नहीं सकती। न जाने कैसे कैसे पैसे जुटा के मैंने इसकी बहू के लिए चूड़ियां बनवाई थी।
बहू के लिए बनवाई थी ना, बेटे ने ले ली तो क्या आफत आ गई?
अरे नास पीटे, अरे तू चला जा, एक तो चोरी ऊपर से सीना चोरी।
मुझे अपने घर में बाहरी लोगों का दखल पसंद नहीं। आप जाओ।
अरे अरे आओ सत्यानाशी, चुप हो जा। मनीष मनीष बेटे, तू इसकी बातों का बुरा मत मानना।
चाची जी
बहुत बुरा किया तूने, तूने बहुत बुरा किया। डॉक्टर साहब, मेरे बच्चों को बचा लीजिए।
आप थोड़ा सब्र रखिए, चिंता ना करिए, हम अपनी तरफ से पूरी कोशिश करेंगे। सुरेंद्र, हम आपको 15 दिन के लिए इस सेंटर पे रखेंगे। दवाइयों एवं बातचीत द्वारा हम आपका इलाज करेंगे, पर एक बात का ध्यान रखना होगा, दवाइयों से इस आदत से छुटकारा नहीं मिल सकता। इसके लिए आपको अपना आत्मविश्वास बढ़ाना होगा, और अगर इस आदत को छोड़ने की तुम मन में ठान लो तो दुनिया की कोई ताकत आपको रोक नहीं सकती। इस बात को हमेशा ध्यान रखना।
घर बैठे पाएं राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय शिक्षा संस्थान यानी NIOS में एडमिशन, वो भी एकदम आसान तरीके से, जिससे शिक्षार्थियों को होगी समय और धन दोनों की बचत। NIOS से शिक्षा कभी भी कहीं भी। शिक्षार्थियों, क्या आप जानते हैं NIOS में एडमिशन लेने का सरल और सुगम तरीका, जिससे शिक्षार्थियों को ऑनलाइन प्रवेश लेने में सहूलियत मिलती है। NIOS में प्रवेश की प्रक्रिया पूर्णतया ऑनलाइन है। शिक्षार्थी घर बैठे इंटरनेट द्वारा प्रवेश के लिए सबसे पहले NIOS की वेबसाइट www.nios.ac.in पर लॉगिन करें। अपना ईमेल आईडी और पासवर्ड डालकर अपना पंजीकरण करें। पंजीकरण के बाद लॉगिन करने पर ऑनलाइन प्रवेश हेतु आवेदन पत्र खुलेगा। आवेदन पत्र को निर्देशानुसार भरें और प्रिंट आउट लें। इस प्रिंट आउट पर अपनी फोटो संलग्न करें। ऑनलाइन प्रवेश के लिए शुल्क हेतु भुगतान के तरीके हैं: क्रेडिट कार्ड के द्वारा, डेबिट कार्ड के द्वारा, राष्ट्रीयकृत बैंक के ड्राफ्ट के माध्यम से, जो कि सचिव NIOS नई दिल्ली या नोएडा के पक्ष में देय हो। भरे हुए आवेदन पत्र के साथ साथ डिमांड ड्राफ्ट और संलग्न किए जाने वाले दस्तावेज हैं: जन्म रजिस्ट्रार के जिला कार्यालय से जारी जन्म प्रमाण पत्र की सत्यापित प्रति, जिसमें जन्म तिथि अंकित हो, पिछले विद्यालय से प्राप्त विद्यालय छोड़ने का प्रमाण पत्र, जिसमें आवेदक की जन्म तिथि लिखी हो। प्रवेश फॉर्म का प्रिंट आउट NIOS के संबद्ध क्षेत्रीय केंद्रों पर 10 दिनों में पहुंच जाना चाहिए, अन्यथा उचित दस्तावेज ना लगे होने पर आवेदन फॉर्म रद्द किया जा सकता है। प्रवेश प्रक्रिया की पुष्टि होने के बाद शिक्षार्थियों को परिचय पत्र व अध्ययन सामग्री डाक द्वारा तुरंत पहुंचाई जाती है। ऑनलाइन प्रवेश एक बहुत ही सुगम और सुविधाजनक प्रवेश प्रणाली है। ऑनलाइन ऑन टाइम फॉर सेफ एंड सिक्योर एडमिशन।
करने राहों को आलोकित करने, जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने राहों को आलोकित करने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने राहों को आलोकित करने। धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो, कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो, कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो। मित्रों हम उठे और जागे, मंजिल आने की ध्वनि सुने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने, जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने।